Good evening, I'm Bo Williams and welcome to the 7. Let's get a look at the big 7 stories happening right now. Topping the list, a new high-tech manufacturing facility is bringing close to 95 new jobs to Knoxville. Aqua Membranes, a company focused on clean water technology, cut the ribbon today on its new $6.5 million operation. The Albuquerque-based company is opening its second U.S. facility at the Forks of the River Industrial Park. Now, Aqua Membranes makes reverse osmosis filters that help purify water for industries like beverage production and semiconductors. Leaders say the expansion marks another step in Tennessee's growth as a hub for clean technology and innovation.
We looked across the U.S. and actually 2 sites in Mexico, and we chose Knoxville, Tennessee for a number of reasons, from the cost effectiveness, the business friendly climate in the government at both the county, the state, the city level, and we're really excited about the population base that we could draw new high-skilled manufacturing jobs in.
Company leaders say operations will ramp up later this year, adding dozens of high-tech jobs right here in Knoxville. Next for you on the 7, Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation has granted 9 towns, cities, and counties funding to maintain existing parks as well as build new ones. TDEC marked the occasion by presenting local leaders checks at Norris Dam State Park earlier today. Office of Outdoor Recreation Director Brian Clifford presented representatives from 7 locations with ceremonial checks, with the city of La Follette receiving over 2/3 of the funds allocated by the state. The money will be used to help build a new sports complex. State Representative Dennis Powers, who represents Luttrell and La Follette in the State Assembly, says he has high hopes now for the project.
That's one big problem we have nowadays is kids just wanting to be on a digital device, and getting them outside and getting them playing and making them healthier. And I think it's just a great idea, and this will help do a lot of that.
City of La Follette will use the money to build new baseball, softball, soccer fields, as well as 4 pickleball courts. Up next for you, we now know that many families who rely on SNAP benefits are expected to receive only 50% of their usual monthly assistance as the government shutdown continues. That's why Feed My Sheep Ministries out in Cocke County is working hard to provide food assistance to those in need. Feed My Sheep is a donation-only meal center serving primarily the homeless. Now, the community, providing anyone who comes to the door with a hot meal every single day. And leaders at the center tell 6 News tonight that they've seen a 50% increase in people requesting food, along with a growing number of mothers seeking formula and diapers due to the uncertainty surrounding the future of the WIC government assistance program. Despite the challenges, Feed My Sheep Ministry says it plans to continue helping anyone in need for as long as it can, not only providing food and supply assistance, but a shoulder to lean on as well.
I think it's really important, not just the physical food, which is, of course, vitally important. And we do take care of people who come in here as if they were our family members. That's what we strive to do. And so many times the connections that we make with people are just as important as the food that we provide.
The center is open from 8:30 to 1 with a hot meal served around 11 o'clock. Puckett, who you just heard from, says this would not be possible without the generous donations from the Cocke County community. Well, tonight, another judge ordering that the president restore SNAP benefits. U.S. District Judge John McConnell Jr. ruling today that President Trump needs to find the money to fully fund SNAP by tomorrow. Now, this ruling comes as cities and nonprofits are complaining about the 65% maximum benefit offered by the administration. Last month, the administration said it would not pay any benefits at all, but 2 judges, including McConnell, ruled last week that the benefits need to at least be partially funded using an emergency fund. And we're continuing to follow the shutdown. For our next Big 7 story for you tonight, the FAA has released a list of airports that will be operating at a reduced capacity to maintain air safety amid the government shutdown. And while McGee-Tyson is not on the list, some of the destinations the airport has flights to are. Now, the FAA says it will be reducing air traffic by 10% across 40 airports. The cuts will go into effect tomorrow, and experts are predicting hundreds, if not thousands, of flights will be canceled. So here's a map of all the impacted airports, and while there are no airports impacted in our immediate area, Atlanta, Charlotte, Memphis will be affected by the reductions. Other airports include Dallas-Fort Worth, JFK and LaGuardia in New York, as well as both O'Hare and Midway in Chicago. Now, McGee-Tyson telling 6 News today that it has not seen any impacts from reduced flight capacity so far, but Just be sure to check with your airlines in case you are, well, going to have a connecting flight at one of those other airports that we mentioned. Just make sure that everything is still on schedule for you before you leave the house. All right, next on the 7 for you, a 71-year-old man has now been sentenced to 60 years behind bars after being convicted of sexually assaulting 3 children. Those children ranging in age from 11 to 13. You know, we told you when Jesse Hurst was found guilty of those crimes back in August. Prosecutors say the 3 victims were sexually assaulted over the course of several years. One victim saying they were assaulted in 2015. Meanwhile, tonight, Knox County District Attorney Sharm Allen is calling those 3 victims brave for coming forward to hold their abuser accountable. As we move down the list tonight, the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office taking credit for thwarting a farm equipment scam. So here's how this one played out. The owner of a John Deere hay mower reached out to the Sheriff's Office yesterday saying it was listed for sale on Facebook without his permission. And we're told the sheriff and a detective set up a meeting with the sellers, which led to the arrest of Crystal McDaniel and Derek McDaniel of Morristown. They are charged with theft by deception. Sheriff Chad Mullins wants to remind the public to be cautious when buying or selling items through social media or online marketplaces. He adds this was the second case he's seen like this in less than 2 weeks, where people try to sell property that doesn't belong to them. The sheriff is also saying to verify listings and to report suspicious activity to law enforcement.